Okay, I think everything is all right, but let me just check and make sure the Facebook is happening. It is, great. Okay. Let me just get back to Zoom and we will get going. Whoop. That's what I need to do. Well, welcome. Hang on one second. Well, welcome to session 3 of reprogramming your chakras to thrive in turbulent times. Been getting some really great feedback from people. Please say hi in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or in Zoom, and where you're coming in from. So like Karen's joining us from Norway. Fantastic. And also, if you have any questions from the last couple of days, or if you want to share any of your experiences, been hearing a lot of great experiences from people. So if you go ahead and put that in the chat, and if you're on Facebook, I'll read everything in the chat, though it'll be later. Right, so the UK, Brazil, Norway, Canada, US. Great. And I'm sure other places I haven't seen yet. All right. Oh, and Julie's in Southern California like I am. So today the focus will be on working on the above the body chakras, the chakras that are above your head. And I'll say more about that in a moment. And then tomorrow will be really an important session, because tomorrow is about getting all of your chakras, the ones, the outer body chakras below your feet, the chakras in the body and the chakras above the head, really aligned and working together, because it's really super important to not work with them as if they're separate things that are working by themselves. Just like with the physical body, every part of your body is affecting every other part of your body. In the same way, every part of your energy field is affecting every other part of your energy field. So, so tomorrow will be a really important day. I'll remind those of you that have upgraded to the VIP access, when we finish today, we'll go for about another 40 minutes and have a coach-a-thon, and you'll just stay on Zoom. I'll turn off the Facebook and we'll just stay on Zoom. And in a coach-a-thon, you can ask me anything you want to ask me, ask for help on anything. And when we start the coach-a-thon, the sooner you get in your requests, the more likely I'm able to do it, because there's only so much time. Also, if you're in the VIP, we have another session, coach-a-thon session on Friday at noon for an hour that time. So there'll be 2 opportunities. And when you're in a coach-a-thon, you benefit no matter who's being worked on, because a couple of things. One, as you know, we always put our miraculous selves in charge. So with your miraculous self in charge, the energy will be running, and maybe I'll be focusing on Janet, and the energy will still be working with everybody else with your miraculous self in charge. The other advantage of a coach-a-thon, which is a huge one, is people bring up things that either resonate very deeply with you, or sometimes it's like, oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Maybe that's just something I'm tolerating or accepting in my own life. Very often, or there's some kind of complementary. So by hearing what's on other people's minds, it opens up more possibilities for all of us. And coach-a-thons are one of my favorite things to do. And I always get a lot of great feedback from them. So again, if you're VIP upgrade, you can do both of those. And if you want to VIP upgrade, it's still possible. Let me just put that link in the chat now, so you've got it. I had it available, and now, oh, there we go. Whoop, hang on. Okay, so I just put that in the chat. And yes, it's at noon on Friday. I'm pretty sure it's noon, whatever it says in the email that you got. I believe it's noon, I'm pretty sure. And that would be Pacific time. But if you're VIP, all that information should be available to you. if you, for some reason, aren't getting the emails from VIP, send me a private message on Facebook is the best way to do, or email me and put something in the subject heading so I know it gets my attention, because I don't know about you, get a lot of emails and things can just get lost. So I don't want yours to get lost. Anything else? So I think that's all the logistical things. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention. So today we're going to be working with the chakras above your head. And the reason we started a couple of days ago with the chakras below your feet and the chakras in your body, and now the ones above your head, the ones above your head are very high frequency. And there's a tendency, all the work can make you spacey, as you know, and put you in an altered state. When you work with the really high frequencies that we're going to be working with, which most people never work with, it can really make you ungrounded. So we're going to ground, then we'll do it, and then we'll ground again. And you'll, for the rest of the day, if it's daytime for you, you probably want to ground every now and then, because you'll be working with all these very higher energies, and it's good to just keep grounding. Okay. And Abreem, if you could put that either in an email or a Facebook message to me when I can actually read it, we will speak about that. In fact, so somebody put in the message about an opportunity to speak about other work, and I'll mention this a little bit later today and a bit on tomorrow. It's not too late to join the M Club, which is a once-a-year program that is like, somebody told me it's 12 years of transformation in 12 months. And if any of you are interested, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And at the end, I'll mention how you could do a one-on-one session with me to talk about it if you're interested. It's a commitment of time, money, energy, and there's people here who are in the M Club who can tell you it's life-changing, and by working with the same group of people for a year, you really get an incredible momentum together. Oh, thank you, Abreem. Right. Art, your work has had a truly miraculous impact on me. And Melissa said me too. Well, thank you. Now, okay, we're done. I'm happy. No. So take a couple easy deep breaths. And if you are joining us for the first time today, I'm not going to go back and explain everything, but the videos are still available. Oh, that's what I should mention too. So this Facebook group is going private later today, so be sure you join the page. That's all you have to do. And the videos are going to start coming down. And the reason for that is I want people to actually go through these processes. And I can't tell you how many people have told me, oh, I've had your a video of yours for 4 years, 5 years, whatever. And I finally watched it, and boy, it really was life-changing. And we're all just too busy and too inundated. And I don't know about you, I have like several lifetimes worth of videos that I've got stored on my computer that I will watch someday if I live to be about 120. So, it's done very deliberately. Now, if you VIP access, if you do the VIP upgrade, then you'll have ongoing access to all the videos. People always go lifetime access. I don't even know what that means, but for years and years, you'll at least have access to the videos. Okay, so we'll get started. And as I've mentioned before, this program isn't about learning about the chakras. It's about working with them. And it's about getting out of what we think they are, so we can go beyond our conscious understanding. And whether you've been working with chakras for almost 40 years, like some of us have, or more, or whether you're new to it, the different systems we learn allow us to do wonderful work, but they always put a ceiling on it. If you're familiar with Bruce Lee, he was the famous martial artist, and considered one of the great martial artists. And he died young, but he was developing his own system of martial arts. And his ultimate goal though he died too young to achieve it, was to create the systemless system, because he said that no matter what your martial arts system is, it always becomes a limitation at a certain point. And the goal was, can you have a system that goes beyond systems? And that's what I'm working on too. And we'll see if I'm living a lot longer than Bruce Lee, so maybe I'll get closer to it. But the goal here is to honor systems, and I use them too, and they're really great. And to be able to, at other times, just let go of conscious control, let go of how we think things work, and let them happen. So people typically number the chakras, and as I mentioned, there are a lot more than 7 chakras, but the so-called 7 primary chakras, the crown chakra is on top of the head, 6th chakra are kind of the whole complex of chakras in your head, because there's a lot of them. The 5th is the throat chakra, 4th is the heart chakra, 3rd is the solar plexus, 2nd is below the navel, and 1st is the sacral and root areas. And then, of course, there's chakras in your legs and feet. And as we've talked about on the first day, there are chakras below your feet. And I emphasize 3 of those that allow you to connect more deeply with the earth, with plant life and animal life, and to get more and more support from the physical world and from the consciousnesses that exist on that physical world level that work with the physical world. So, but above the crown, there's a lot more, more chakras. There's what are called the creative rings. There's the 8th chakra, 9th chakra. And the thing about all the chakra systems is they number things differently. And that's because where exactly a chakra begins and ends, if you really see it as a dynamic, multidimensional thing, is kind of arbitrary. So in the same way, we've decided that this is a hand, but these things don't exist by themselves unless something terrible has happened. We could have said this was a hand, or we could have said this is a hand. So we take complex whole systems and we divide them into little pieces to help us think about them, but then we have to let them be complex again. So there's all these chakras and energy formations above your head. And if the crown is 7, some people would say it goes up to 12. I think of it more as going up to 15, and then there's really ones beyond that. So I'm just saying all of that to let you know that there's a lot of stuff up there. And the highest chakras are at higher vibrational energies, and they set the biggest frameworks for your life, how miraculous your life can be, all the how much information you're able to channel from your own vaster being and from other beings, consciousnesses, God. And I haven't mentioned this yet. In energetic NLP, we try to create a big tent. So we all have different spiritual beliefs. So I usually just talk about spirit. You have an individual spirit, and then there's spirit, and whatever that means to you, whether it's God, deities, angels, guides, collective consciousness of humanity. I'm not advocating for any particular viewpoint. I want to make the space for your own wisdom to come through and your own spiritual information, whatever's right for you. So I just always use vague terms, but your spiritual information can come in at different levels. It doesn't just come in from up there, but a lot of it can come in from higher consciousnesses or God, beings, or your vaster self. A lot of it comes in that way, but it does so much more than that. It just, think of it as that's all the big frameworks for your life, and more. So as always, we don't need to consciously understand it. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of information just so your conscious mind is happy that it has, that it isn't just a complete void. And those of you who've studied with me know that I don't take my own beliefs seriously. I consider my beliefs to be my beliefs du jour, like soup du jour. It's what I believe today. They're really ideas. In energetic NLP, we keep trying to to evolve our ideas. Because even if you use the same words, you all know this in life. There's words you might have used many years ago, but they mean something more profound to you now than they did then. And so even when the words are the same, if you allow your spirit to do it, it will keep evolving your whole relationship to everything. So enough of that for now. That's more M Club kind of stuff. But so right now, as always, let's set our group energy space. Imagine a giant gold ball of energy. And it's our energetic NLP, reprogram your chakras to thrive in turbulent times space. And we create it at the beginning of each session and dissolve it at the end. And let's imagine that wherever we are in the world, and we're all over the world, we're inside of it while we're working together. And imagine there's a giant magnet out in outer space. And well, let me back up a step. So say hello to your miraculous self. And then let's add something in now. While we're working together, give your miraculous self permission to join with all of our miraculous selves. So they're creating like a council of miraculous selves. I kind of picture them like a big round table, maybe like sort of King Arthur or something, but however you want to imagine it. But imagine and give permission that while we're working together, all of our miraculous selves are joining together. So your miraculous self will stay in charge of what happens for you. But all of them are working together to help all of us. And that's one of the great things about energetic NLP programs is we harness the abilities and power of all of our miraculous selves working together. And now imagine a giant magnet out in space and let our miraculous selves use it to release from our energy field. And so from your individual energy field, but also from our group energy field, any energies that aren't yours and aren't helpful, or energies that don't belong in present time. So in energetic NLP, we don't talk about negative and positive energies. Energies are either yours or they're not yours. If they're not yours, they're either helpful or not helpful. When you think of it that way, you get out of judgment and resistance and all kinds of mischief. So our miraculous selves are going through our individual energy space and our group energy space and identifying energies that aren't ours and aren't helpful, and they're just going out to the magnet. And then the energies can be sent off wherever they belong, or our miraculous selves can just transmute them into pure energy. Now, in terms of the energy that is yours, some of your energy that is yours is from the past and doesn't belong in present time. So old traumatic energies, old intense, difficult emotional energies, old pains, they don't belong in present time. So give permission now for our miraculous selves to pull out of our bodies and our energy fields and our group space energies that are ours but don't belong in present time. And those energies can just be transmuted, and your miraculous self can do whatever it wants with it. Once energies are transmuted, it could send the energies back to you if it wants to, so you can use them, or whatever your miraculous self wants to do with it. Now, this space that we've created, let's declare it's a space of miracles. It's a space of effortlessness. It's a space where your miraculous self is in charge of how you benefit. It's a space where you feel loved, acknowledged, and appreciated, nurtured, and supported. It's a space where you can love, acknowledge, appreciate, and support yourself. That's worth repeating. It's a space where you can love, acknowledge, support, and nurture yourself. People who are attracted to energetic NLP are often better at giving to others than they are giving to themselves. And let's release old punishment energies and programming. Martyrdom, punishment, all of those can go out to that magnet in space. And let's ask our miraculous self to fill our space with a whole symphony of energies that will help us with what we're doing today. Help us dissolve old blocks, old limiting beliefs, old programming, whether it's ancestral, familial, from childhood, whether it's from past lives, whether it's from other existences, whether it's conscious, unconscious, energetic, or spiritual. Set your intention that as soon as the old blocks and programming and beliefs get dissolved, your miraculous self has 100% permission to immediately replace it with wisdom, knowledge, concepts, skills, and abilities from your miraculous self. And that happens best when you just allow that to happen. Easy deep breaths. So as this space fills with wonderful transformative energies, just remember that your miraculous self will be in charge of which of those energies it wants to use and what it wants them to do, what it wants to use them for. Also remember the Goldilocks principle. We want whatever's just right for you today. Faster and more is not the same as better in energy work. Particularly those of you who have opted to have access to the videos, you can watch it more in the future. But for everybody, I can tell you from traumatic experiences, faster and more is not the same as better when it comes to energy work. Your miraculous self knows whatever's just right for you today. And ultimately, that will be absolutely the best for you. Okay, easy deep breaths. And now we want to really ground. And in energetic NLP, we do a couple things differently than most people do in grounding. One is most people teach you to ground yourself into the earth, which is a perfectly wonderful way to do it. To me, the earth is a more powerful force than I am. So I like to let the earth do all the work. So I think of the earth grounding me rather than me grounding myself into the earth. And I'll explain that more in just a moment. The other thing is people don't mention the fact that you don't want to ground all the energy in your energy field into your body, because a lot of it's not yours and some of it's not helpful. So when we ground, we set the intention that only your authentic energy is being grounded into your body. Only your authentic energy is being grounded into your body. So as always, this works best when you just pretend, imagine that it's happening, that it's working. And I talk about the crystalline heart of the earth. And years ago, I used to describe it that way, but having been involved with science for many years, I would always think, well, but I know that the center of the earth is molten metal. So I don't know why I keep talking about the crystalline heart of the earth. And at least the last time I checked, geologists now think that there is a molten core for the earth, but because of all the pressure inside of that, it crystallizes again. And that the center of the earth is actually giant crystals. So nobody's been down there to know for sure, but I feel very vindicated. So imagine there's these giant crystals that are the heart of the earth. I like to think of them as Mother Earth, Mother Nature kind of energies. And give your miraculous self and the earth permission right now to send a grounding column of energy up from the earth, and it ends right below the base of your spine. It ends right below the base of your spine. And just let the earth do all the work. All you need to do is have the intention and give permission. And then give the earth permission to ground only your authentic energy into your body. Permission to ground only your authentic energy into your body. And a fun way to think of that is imagine there's a point of light in your energy field for every cell in your body, and they get out of alignment. So when the earth grounds you, every point of light pops in the cell it's supposed to be in. In the grounding column is like the root of a plant. What nurtures you is coming up. What you're ready to release, particularly energies that aren't yours, is gently going down. So what nurtures you is gently and powerfully coming up. What your miraculous self wants you to release is going down. And when it goes into the earth has the ability to recycle those energies, which means either it sends the energy back to whoever it belongs to, or it just transmutes it and turns it back into pure energy. So the earth, you're not hurting the earth. The earth is equipped to deal with that quite well. In fact, you're helping the earth. And I'll remind you that sometimes I'll use the term miraculous self. Sometimes I'll just say your M for short. So your M is your miraculous self. Your miraculous self is your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom working together to guide you, nurture you, heal you, support you, and help you manifest. So there's all these chakras above your head, and typically they go up for at least 9 feet, 3 meters. Again, you can relax about all that just to give you something to think of consciously. Set your intention that you're going to stay grounded, that your miraculous self is going to keep you grounded while it works on those upper chakras. And it's going to clear, heal, activate, and reprogram the upper chakras so that you're enabled to thrive even in turbulent times. So in other words, able to thrive, period, but even in turbulent times. And then let it be a little mysterious, let it be magical, and just imagine all these energies are coming in now to work with all those upper chakras. So we'll include the crown in this, which we worked on some yesterday, but we'll work on it more now. And a lot of the programming in the crown is in the scalp of your head. And then it goes up, there's creative rings, there's all these chakras, and your miraculous self knows what to do with them. So set your intention that right now, all those upper chakras are being healed, cleared, reprogrammed, and activated for thriving. Give 100% permission to receive that. Give 100% permission for your miraculous self, your M, to be in charge. And then just pretend, imagine all this magic's happening. And it's good to keep in mind that your other chakras affect the higher chakras, and your higher chakras affect the other chakras. So some of the energy may be working on other chakras where there may be programming that's limiting your higher chakras. And higher, again, just means higher frequency, not superior. All your chakras are important. Take a couple easy deep breaths. Relax. Remember, this is an energetic NLP energy spa. No effort allowed. Just intention, permission, and imagination. Intention, permission, imagination. It helps if you smile. If you find yourself getting too serious, you can imagine children's songs or anything that makes you laugh or loosen up. And personally, like old MacDonald had a farm because you can get to make the animal noises. A couple easy, deep breaths. Relax into it. Just say hello to your grounding. Again, we're working with very high frequency energies, so just keep saying hello to you being grounded. Easy, deep breaths. if this fits your belief systems, just sort of say hello to the fact that you're an embodiment of a vast spiritual being. Say hello to that greater self that you're a manifestation of. Allow yourself to connect more to it. And this process that we're doing, you're going to be processing it for days. There's a lot that's going on here. And processing it for days is a good thing. But let's bring in energies now that will help you process and integrate it smoothly and integrate it into your life in as smooth a way as, let me try again, in as smooth a way as is possible. So now we're finishing the change work part of it. Now we're just consolidating, bringing in energies to help you process it, integrate it. And these energies will stay with you for days to help you process it and integrate it. And those of you that are in the M Club will know what I'm talking about. The rest of you won't, but just let it be fun. Let's bring in the energies, what we call Egyptian uncooking energies. Take a couple easy, deep breaths. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and start lightly moving, stretching. As your energy field gets better and more in alignment, your body wants to move and align better. Go ahead and stomp your feet, pat your body. Particularly your legs, your feet, arms. It'd be a great idea if you want to go ahead and just gently stand and gently stretch and move a little bit. Your body has trouble realigning if you don't move a little bit. Now, after these sessions, you can do vigorous exercise if you want, but at least just do some light moving and stretching, or take a warm shower or a bath, or take a walk. Just to allow your body to start aligning in a better way. Dissolve your grounding and let the earth give you a new grounding in present time, because you've shifted your energy. And in the chat, there's a comment, that was amazing, Art. Some very old patterns which were triggered after yesterday's session seems to have cleared. I feel this incredible lightness within. Phew, another bag of onions done. Thank you. Yeah, and that's a good reminder. So sometimes after the sessions, things get stirred up. And that's not a bad thing. You just allow it to process and understand that you're processing. And the more, again, those of you that have the recordings, you can listen to them again and keep processing it more if you want to. And if anybody else wants to put comments in the Zoom about your experience. And I know you're all probably in a kind of a spacey, good space. Okay, I think everyone. Let me just. The comment that was incredibly powerful. I had what I can only describe as a multidimensional vision. Yeah, it looks like that was amazing. Mahalo for a beautiful session. Thank you for the reminder of our own embodiment of greatness. You're very welcome. Feels amazing. It's hard to put into words, but just amazing. Yeah, it is hard to describe the stuff. Like when I talk about the M Club to people, I never really know what to say because I don't know how to really describe the work. My mother died a few years ago at the age of 98. She did well. But she used to tell me, I never know what to tell people when they ask what you do for a living. And I went, I never know what to tell people either. I missed yesterday and didn't catch up yet, so I'm hoping this was okay. Went deep into some space again. Yeah, it's fine. It's great, if you've done the first day, but whether you do it first, second, third, or first, third, second, fourth, or whatever, is totally fine. Barbara saying, my M is investigating and deeply shifting the way those higher chakras are working. Look out, world, here I come. Whew. Barbara's already amazing, so I can only imagine. Felt lots of energy in my crown and even scalp, and often do during these types of session. Very good. Super spacey, definitely feeling spacey, feeling zonked. It blew my internet, amazing. Yeah, them electronics can be very sensitive to energy work, that's for sure. Okay, deep breaths, everybody, and just give yourself a minute or two just to process, relax. You can, again, if you want to stretch and move a little bit. Question, what is going on, Art, when there's a heavy pressure on the crown? It can be different things. Let me see if I can pick up what's happening for you. There's a lot of different things that can cause that feeling of pressure on the crown. And there's more than one thing going on for you, but the biggest chunk of the energy is, I would describe it as ancestral energy that, so lots of us have connections to our ancestors in our past and sense of loyalty to family, et cetera. And the old programming from our ancestors, it doesn't fit most of us. I mean, it truly is a new age. The 21st century is unlike any other time on Earth in many ways. And the old programming just doesn't fit. And not because it's bad or wrong, but it doesn't fit because of the time, but also the kind of people that are attracted to energetic NLP. We have this drive to be authentic, to open up more of our potential and to really go on our spiritual path. So one of the things that I recommend you do is for anybody who has a sense of like and a strong connection to their ancestors, and I don't mean that you knew them, but to your family, to your traditions, is what I do is I just sort of say hello to my ancestors. And I thank them for the programming, and I thank them for what they're trying to do to help me. And then I go, let me show you my world. And I just kind of show them what my world is like. So, for instance, that is a green screen behind me, but that's what I'm looking at right now. And that is not how most of my ancestors were peasants in Ukraine, in Russia, and Lithuania. It's not how they were living. And the computer, everything's different. The technology, everything is different about my life than theirs. So, I lovingly go, thank you, but your programming doesn't work in my life. There are things I learn from it and take from it and adjust, but I can't do it in the way you did it. It doesn't fit anymore. And I always get the sense from my ancestors, and a lot of people, it's the same. It's kind of like they go like, oh, okay. It's like they didn't know. And there's a couple of other things going on. Let me help you with them. Let me know if that pressure's improving at all. Sharon saying, thank you, Art. I feel like I've been crowned. Yeah, there's a reason they talk about the crown chakra and all. That's great. And I love that description, Sharon. It's another quote. Just take a quick look, maybe at a couple of Facebook quotes. Well, this one's worth repeating. I know my M is fixing things, but yesterday I felt really so much beautiful energy and such a shift. Today, I didn't feel super powerful. So I'm not sure what I think what you mean is it didn't feel super powerful to you. I'm not sure. It's really important to remember that in energy work, how much you feel it does not necessarily have anything to do with how beneficial it is. Some of the best energy work I've ever received, sometimes I really felt it. Other times it's kind of like, eh. And then later it was like, oh. So how strongly you feel it doesn't matter. But the other thing is, after these sessions, you may not have the same reaction each time. Sometimes you might feel completely glorious. Other times you might feel like, I need a nap. You'll have different reactions depending on what you're working on. So let me know if that's helpful. Okay, let me come back to the Zoomers. Okay, just take a couple easy deep breaths, and I'm going to be quiet for just a minute, let you process before we finish up. So before we do, just a couple of things to finish up, and then I'll remind if you're VIP, stay on. If you're VIP, when we're done, we'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll go for another 30, maybe 40 minutes. I do want to mention again the M Club. I'm just going to mention it now. The M Club is, like I say, it's a year-long program. It's a commitment of time, money, everything else. It's several different things. You do learn how to do energetic NLP, so that's a big part of it. And people who, everything I do is about personal spiritual transformation. That's always the biggest thing. And the fastest golden path to personal spiritual transformation is from working on ourselves, but also working with other people. So people in the M Club are not necessarily ever intending, they're not necessarily coaches or therapists or people that are going to use it in their work. And the people who say that, they're not really interested in doing it with other people always end up doing it a lot with other people. That might be friends, families, loved ones, partners. But by learning it, you turbocharge your own personal and spiritual growth by learning it and doing it with other people. So the M Club, a lot of it is energy spas, like we've been doing the last few days. But because you're with one group of people who are on this journey together, what we do keeps taking leaps and bounds. And what I can do is constantly taking leaps and bounds too. So a lot happens, but you also do learn how to do it for yourself, for other people. when I was doing a lot of corporate consulting with Fortune 100 companies on leadership and team development, I would use energy with, you always do it with permission, but it doesn't have to be conscious permission. You learn how to connect with their M and find out what permission you have. And, I would work with a team and they'd often go, that was really magical, or we thought that was going to be so much harder. And I go, yeah, that was really magical. So as long as you have permission, you can use it in all kinds of circumstances. And if you're interested at all in the M Club, send me an email or you can send me a Facebook private message. Don't post it. And if you send an email, put M Club in the subject line, and we can set up a time to talk about it, either today, tomorrow, or Friday. And it's not like a sales call. What we'll do is just talk about what it is, and I'll give you an energy read of what I think, whether I think it's a good fit for you, and give you all the details and all of that. And just so you know, I do tell people at times like it's not a fit for you. So it's not in anybody's interest for me to tell somebody it's a fit. It's not, and it violates my integrity. So again, if you just send me an email, put M Club in the subject line, I'll send you a link and you can schedule a time with me. I wouldn't wait on that if you're interested, because they'll fill up fast. What else? Yeah, I'll just say it's if you're liking what we're doing in these 4 days, this is like the tip of the iceberg of what's possible with energetic NLP. It just gets better and better. Thanks. I feel better now in my forehead moving around. Hope to get some coaching after in VIP. I'm sure we can do that. Though what's moving around in your forehead looks more, a big part of that's useful, and part of it, though, I'll help you clear. Okay, so we're going to finish up for today. The videos are going to start coming down from the Facebook group tonight. So, the first one will come down. So if you haven't watched it. If you want to see it again, see it again. So everybody take a couple easy deep breaths. Take a moment and appreciate yourself for being the kind of person that will take your time and your energy to do this kind of work that 99.99% of the people in the world would never do anything like this. And I don't mean just energy work, just are not interested in working on themselves. And that's fine, that's their life path. But appreciate that you're one of the people that are interested in doing it, and that because you're one of the people that's changing the collective consciousness of humanity. And one brick at a time, but the bricks add up. And there are quite a few of us bricks out there, and we are changing things. Glenn said M Club was life-altering for me. Thank you, Glenn. Glenn's a great guy. Okay, let's dissolve our group energy space. Dissolve your grounding. Let the earth give you a new grounding in present time. Be sure to drink water later, and again, at least lightly move a little bit, or take a warm bath, or showers, something, if it's not too late where you are. You will be processing a lot. So, that can be just totally beautiful feelings. Other old emotional energy might get released. So tonight, tomorrow, if you feel like emotions coming up, just be mindful of them. Just go, oh, okay, I'm releasing old emotional energy. And you don't fight it, don't feed it. You don't have to analyze it, just let it go. Most of that energy, it won't even be your energy. It'll be other people's energy trapped into there. Okay, easy. Julie asked that when we're in that session, and I will answer that. I'll notice it. Okay, easy deep breaths, everybody. So we've dissolved our group energy field. Super, super important. Set your intention, give permission for your miraculous self to retrieve all of your energy out of my space, everybody else's space. We'll retrieve our energy out of your space. If you don't do that, it's not good for other people and it depletes you. I mean, it can deplete you a lot. So just imagine it's all coming back. Some of that energy will be your authentic energy. Some of that will be energy that came from you, but isn't really yours. So give your miraculous self permission to send any of those energies that aren't truly yours and aren't helpful into the earth to be recycled. Set your intention and give permission that tonight when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind and your miraculous self will work together. And as your unconscious mind, when you're sleeping, reviews what we did in this session, your miraculous self will infuse it with wisdom, knowledge, concepts, skills, abilities, and attitudes from your miraculous self. It'll take what you did today and make it deeper, richer, wider. It'll make it higher and more multidimensional. And while you're sleeping, the benefits will automatically be integrated into your mind, your emotions, your body, and your energy field. So that while you sleep soundly, deeply, wake up feeling refreshed, the benefits are automatically being integrated into your mind, emotions, body, and energy field. And that can happen easily, naturally, while you sleep soundly, deeply, and wake up feeling refreshed. Okay, give your miraculous self permission now to fill you up with more of your authentic essence, because there's more space in your energy field now. More of your authentic essence, and with earth and universal energies that will support you in thriving. And remember, your miraculous self knows what your authentic essence is, so just let it do it. Fill up your cells, your organs, your body systems, your chakras, your energy channels, your energy field. Very good. And then let's send out our spiritual emails. Remember, they're just your spirit showing people what your energy field looks like now. So give permission for your miraculous self to send out the spiritual emails to everybody in your life, including your pets and your plants, including the people you haven't met yet that your spirit wants you to meet. Okay, well, thank you for being part of this. It's such a wonderful group energy. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to work on really aligning all of your chakras with one another, so they're really humming like a fine-tuned engine, to use that comparison. And if you once we sign off, we'll have a 5-minute break so you can get water, do your business, and whatever, and then we'll start back with the group coaching session for those of you that are on Zoom. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. And some of you I'll talk to you in a few minutes. The rest of you, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now, and thanks.